Cheating with her best friend. My best friend Mark, 23M, and I, 22F, have been friends since we were 15. We share the same friend circle, so I'll tell you guys instead. Everyone is always joking around that we're going to get married someday or just assume we are a couple. He was there for me when my dad died, and he visits my mom to talk to her when he is in town. You get it. The funny thing is, we both have very specific types. He likes Japanese, petite, small women, and I like, well, older guys. I am nothing like the girls he used to date. He is nothing like the guys I dated. I'm living with my boyfriend together in another town, and I always told everyone that he is so cool about my friendship with Mark. He just accepted that we are inseparable, and that's it. I am so grateful for that. He trusts me 100%. Well, this weekend, Mark and I were visiting friends in another city, got drunk AF, clubbing, and our friends were tired and decided to go home early. No biggie, we were on parties / in clubs 1,000 times together. Fast forward way home. Mark starts talking about how horny he is, nothing new, very open with our sex lives, and for the first time since we know each other my drunken brain was, I don't know, interested. We got home, straight to the shitty small sofa. Heatwave, so the less clothes, the better. But I had still a huge shirt and a slip-on, he boxer. Because of this shitty weather, we weren't able to sleep, so we chatted for a while until the topic falls back on his horniness. I clearly remember saying, "You do you, I don't mind, have fun." And him saying, "Well, no, that's weird." Then I laid my arm on his chest. And then, we kissed. The problem of being absolutely honest about our sex lives is that he was 100% aware of what I like and not. The sex was really, really good. After that we talked and decided to take this to our grave. Bought directly after the sex and again sober in the morning. I love my boyfriend like hell and I want to marry him someday. I am 100% sure this will never happen again. Mark and I were both fine after that. We slept on that sofa the next day again, and nothing happened. We talked like always, and there was no tension. 3-hour car drive back home, everything as always. I am still pretty confused though, and I am dying to tell my BF, because I tell him everything. But I took the easy, selfish road and will not. Even if he would forgive me, he would want to break up contact with Mark, understandable. I will not do that under any circumstances. So yes, I'm feeling like shit, and can't sleep. On the other hand, I'm getting flashbacks from one of the best sex I have ever had. Good night. Casual sex leads into feelings. I have a best friend, we've been friends for 15 years, we've had sex on and off for 15 years, I can literally talk to this man about any and everything. He knows everything about me, the embarrassing dates, the guys I've been with, my life struggles, etc. Whenever one of us is in a relationship, the sex stops for me, him I don't think and I don't ask. He knows I don't see him in a romantic way, I don't get butterflies or that new honeymoon feeling like I get when I date and start to like another man. That's why I feel we could never be together, because I'm too comfortable with him. He is the best sex I've ever had and he knows my body best. My cousins feel like I'm denial about my feelings about him and I try to dig deep and ask myself, am I suppressing feelings, and I honestly don't think I am. We've gone out together and I've even tried to hook him up with other women, I'm not jealous or possessive. I love this man unconditionally and I hope he does find his true love and I hope I do too, because I feel like we should stop soon because we have been playing with fire our last few times because he has nut in me. But I don't want to give up the sex until I can find someone who can fuck me like him. Had to get that off my chest. She feels guilty of lesbian cheating. My best friend just moved, so I stayed at her place for the weekend to help her get settled. The last night I was there we got really drunk and smoked some weed, we were lying on the floor and cuddling when she kissed me. I was totally stunned and honestly thought I was hallucinating, but nope, it was a real kiss right on the lips. My memory is foggy, but it turned into making out and then I got her on the bed and we had sex. The whole time I knew what I was doing was so wrong and fucked up, I was thinking about my boyfriend while we were kissing. I'm confident there's no romantic feelings between me and my friend, but the fact remains that I cheated on him with her. The worst part is I can't even claim that it was all her, she came on to me but eventually I gave in and I knew exactly what I was doing. I feel so sick to my stomach knowing what I did, especially because my boyfriend is the sweetest man on the planet. He's so kind and caring and adorable that I feel like throwing up with guilt every time he texts me. He takes me out on the cutest dates and holds me when I cry, and my family loves him, especially my little sister. Also, he's a little insecure about himself and gets kind of jealous. I think I'm his first long-term relationship, almost 2 years. I've reassured him 1,000 times that I would never cheat on him, and until last night I truly believed that I wasn't that kind of person. I betrayed his trust so grossly, and that makes me the worst kind of liar. I know I don't deserve to be absolved of my guilt, but I had to get this off my chest because I feel like it's burning me up from the inside. I so desperately want someone to tell me that I'm not such a horrible person for what I did, but I literally am. Edit, I'm going to come clean to my boyfriend about this whole situation. Also, I won't ever cheat on a partner again. The guilt is eating me alive, but more than that, I'm so sorry to my boyfriend because I know that this is going to really hurt him. I can't take this back, but I can make sure it never happens again. Thank you all for responding and keeping me accountable. I am in love with him, but he is dating my ex-best friend. This is gonna sound so sappy and stupid since I'm writing this while there are still emotions filling up my head, but I just want to vent out my feelings. I, 17F, have been with a group of guys for 9 years, and they are like my brothers. Back then, some of them were interested in me, but I always declined because my parents are strict and I wasn't really interested. They respected that, and since then, we've had a great bonding time like siblings. However, I've been deeply in love with one of my friends, who I'll call L, 17M. My interest in L started during a field trip back in 4th grade. We were willing to sit with each other, chilling, leaning on him, and feeding each other chips. After that, he became my crush, not just because of the field trip, but because we have a lot in common: anime, music instruments, we play the same ones, food, memes, games, etc. We were also each other's type, mine being soft and chubby or teddy bear-like guys, and his type being tomboyot. The pandemic put a bit of a strain on our friend group since everyone was busy. But as the pandemic was ending, we became close again, closer than before. A lot happened during this time. I had my first real boyfriend, and he had his girlfriends. When the pandemic ended, things with my ex went south, and L got cheated on by his lover. We all started hanging out again, from games to movies to malls, and I grew closer to L again. He also became closer to me. He gave me a heart-shaped pillow, his jacket with his perfume on it, which I still have. It was safe to say we were in love with each other. We confessed our feelings, but I explained that I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend for now since my first ex stressed out my mother and my academic life. He told me he understood, and I gave him a choice: he could wait or find another. Either way, I respected his decision. He promised he would wait, and I was hopeful. However, 2 years ago, things changed: new friends, new groups, etc. He didn't wait. He had online situationships, and I guess that affected me because I also started having other situationships, none of which worked and some were toxic. I felt betrayed even though I gave him the choice. In 10th grade, I met a new group and introduced them to my childhood friends. The end of that new group wasn't pretty, and my original group cut off contact with them, visibly upset. What hurt the most was that L started dating my ex-best friend who had backstabbed me. I was confused and deeply hurt, but I didn't object because it wasn't my place to tell him who he should date. It hurt because he knew how I felt about her, and I was vocal about it. Because of that, I distanced myself from them for months, though I still said hi occasionally. I was glad he didn't talk much about his girlfriend in our group chat. I tried to be supportive despite the situation. Fast forward to now, I'm still in love with him and have no plans to tell him. He's a great guy, and I guess it was partly my fault for not taking the risk to hide the relationship. I'm happy that he's happy with his girlfriend, though sometimes I wish it was me. I wonder what it would have been like if I had been allowed to have a boyfriend at that time. Would I be his lover instead? It hurts, but I've accepted it and am trying to move on. If you're reading this, L, just so you know, I still love you. These stories were great, but this last one was especially emotional. This is a reminder that our lives are short and opportunities are few. We have to take advantage of our chances. She didn't do it, and now she lost L, at least for a while. Thank you so much for watching the video. In this particular video, I didn't add any commentary at the end of each story, it's just a test to see if you guys prefer this format or the one with commentaries. That being said, take care and cherish the ones you love.